Do you feel it? That relentless mental noise? The endless loops of what if? The agonizing replay of conversations? The fear of hypothetical futures that may never arrive? It's more than just overthinking. It's a profound, sometimes terrifying internal war. It can truly feel like your own mind is fighting against you. What if this exhausting internal conflict, this feeling of being out of control, isn't a flaw in you, but a symptom? A symptom of a powerful, unseen force within you that Carl Jung called the shadow. Today, we dive into Jung's revolutionary psychology. We'll uncover the truth about your shadow, understand how it fuels your overthinking, and, most importantly, learn how to master it. This isn't just theory, it's the key to reclaiming your inner peace. Welcome, seekers of deeper understanding. We explore profound insights, both ancient and modern, that illuminate the complex labyrinth of the human mind. If you find yourself paralyzed by thoughts, lost in anxiety, or yearning for a quieter inner world, know this: your experience is deeply human. And for Carl Jung, much of that struggle is rooted in what he termed the shadow. In this journey, we'll demystify the shadow. We'll explore what it truly is, why it manifests as relentless overthinking, and, most powerfully, how to consciously engage with it. Our goal is to help you find profound inner peace and a true sense of self-control. By the end, you'll have a new lens through which to understand yourself and a clear path to begin healing this internal war. Let's begin with the fundamental question: what exactly is Carl Jung's shadow? It's crucial to understand this isn't a malevolent, evil entity in the way a villain in a story might be. Instead, think of it as the unconscious aspect of your personality that your conscious self, your ego, does not identify with. It's like a secret vault within you. This vault holds everything you've repressed, denied, or actively pushed out of your awareness. Why do we create this vault? Often it's because these traits simply didn't fit your ideal self, the person you consciously wanted to be, or because society, your family, or your culture deemed them unacceptable or inappropriate. Imagine a child who is naturally assertive, full of vibrant energy, and a strong will to get what they want. But they're constantly told their directness or aggression is bad or naughty. That powerful, assertive energy doesn't simply vanish. It retreats, goes underground, into the shadow. Or consider an aspiring artist, brimming with creative ideas and a deep desire to express them, who believes they must be practical and pursue a more conventional career path. By pushing away their innate creativity, they effectively repress it, sending it into this unseen part of their mind, their psyche. This act of denial, no matter how well-intentioned, creates an energetic tension, a kind of psychological friction within your very being. As Jung himself wisely observed, what you resist persists. The shadow, when unacknowledged and denied a healthy outlet, doesn't just sit quietly. It accumulates power in the unconscious, like water building up behind a dam. Eventually, it finds indirect, often disruptive, and sometimes destructive, ways to express itself. It demands to be seen, even if it has to hijack your thoughts or actions to get attention. These are literally parts of you that you've disowned, cut off from your conscious awareness. They can be traits traditionally considered negative by society: bursts of anger, pangs of envy, raw lust, deep-seated insecurities, or even manipulative tendencies. But, and this is a vital point often overlooked, they can also be positive traits that you were taught to suppress. Think of wild, unfiltered creativity, healthy assertiveness, profound sensitivity, a boundless capacity for joy that feels too loud, or even genuine leadership qualities. When these authentic aspects of your being are denied, dismissed, or shamed, they don't cease to exist. They simply go into hiding, waiting for their moment, shaping your reality from the shadows. When this shadow remains unacknowledged and unintegrated, it doesn't just sit quietly, patiently in the depths of your psyche. Oh no, it actively seeks expression. This often manifests in insidious ways that directly fuel your overthinking, deepen your anxiety, and create that crippling, overwhelming feeling of losing control over your life. Think of it as a powerful, subterranean river, subtly, or sometimes overtly, steering your thoughts and actions without your conscious permission. It's an internal pressure cooker, building until it finds a release. One of the most common and perplexing manifestations is projection. This is where we unconsciously take our own unacknowledged shadow traits, qualities we dislike or deny within ourselves, and cast them onto others. Have you ever encountered someone who instantly irritates you, whose every little habit or opinion grates on your nerves, disproportionate to their actual impact? Or perhaps you find yourself constantly criticizing a particular type of individual, a public figure, or even a group, with an almost visceral, unexplainable reaction. Surprisingly, and often uncomfortably, these intense reactions can be a mirror. The person or trait you're reacting so strongly to might embody a quality, a flaw, or even a hidden potential you've suppressed or disowned in yourself. This act of externalizing conflict creates endless mental loops of judgment, rumination, and unnecessary anxiety about others. You're fighting a battle that originates deep within your own mind, your psyche, but you're aiming outwards. This perpetuates the very cycle of judgment and mental noise you wish to escape. The profound aha moment here is realizing what truly bothers you about others might be a powerful, unacknowledged reflection of what you haven't accepted in yourself. Beyond projection, the unintegrated shadow can drive profound self-sabotage, neurotic patterns, and persistent, irrational fears. Consider chronic overthinking itself. The endless what-if scenarios that loop endlessly, the obsessive replaying of past mistakes, the paralyzing indecision that keeps you stuck, unable to move forward. Or chronic procrastination, despite knowing the critical deadlines and consequences, a mysterious force holding you back. Or the relentless pursuit of perfectionism that never truly feels good enough, leading to constant self-criticism and a fear of failure. These aren't just bad habits. They can be the shadow's indirect, often desperate ways of expressing repressed fears of inadequacy, deep unworthiness, or a desperate desire for control that feels constantly unattainable. It's an internal battle being fought, a tug of war within your own being. But because you don't recognize the opponent as a part of yourself, you feel utterly powerless to stop it. You're struggling against an invisible enemy that is, ironically, you, manifesting as these debilitating mental and behavioral patterns. Jung also posited that the sheer amount of psychic energy, your vital mental and emotional life force, tied up in repressing the shadow, is enormous. Imagine trying to hold a large, buoyant beach ball underwater indefinitely. It takes constant, exhausting effort, draining your strength. Similarly, when you're constantly fighting against parts of yourself, pushing down uncomfortable thoughts, feelings, or desires, that vital psychic energy is diverted from living a full, conscious, and vibrant life. This leaves you feeling perpetually drained, experiencing unexplained fatigue, lacking direction, perpetually lost, and without a true sense of personal power or control. You might feel a pervasive sense of being stuck, unmotivated, or simply off, all because a significant portion of your inner resources is locked away in this unconscious, internal struggle, preventing you from fully engaging with the world. Ultimately, the pervasive feeling of being lost or out of control often stems directly from this internal fragmentation. When you are not whole, when you are at war with aspects of your own being, even those you've forgotten or denied, you unknowingly perpetuate the very cycle of anxiety, overthinking, and powerlessness you desperately wish to escape. Your mind becomes a battlefield because the self is divided, constantly expending energy fighting itself rather than moving forward. Jung's radical and deeply liberating solution isn't to destroy or defeat the shadow, as if it were some external enemy. Instead, his wisdom points us towards integration. This means consciously bringing these unconscious elements into the light of your awareness. It's not about acting out every dark impulse recklessly, but about understanding them, making peace with their existence within you, and ultimately, learning to harness their raw, potent energy constructively. This profound and transformative process is what's known as shadow work. The first, and perhaps most challenging step, is simply acknowledging the shadow's presence without judgment. This requires immense courage. Think of it like turning on a light in a dark room. You don't judge the dust motes dancing in the beam. You simply see them. In the same way, recognize those uncomfortable traits, those dark thoughts that surface, those hidden desires or fears when they arise. This is about honest, unflinching self-reflection. It's about seeing yourself fully, in all your complexity, without condemnation or shame. The very moment you shine the light of conscious awareness on something previously hidden and denied, its immense power over you diminishes. It begins to transform from a lurking monster into a manageable part of your being. Jung encouraged engaging with the shadow through various reflective practices. One powerful avenue is paying attention to your dreams. They are often direct, symbolic messages from the unconscious. Think of them as a secret language your shadow speaks. Notice strong, intense emotional reactions or projections towards others. These are often mirrors reflecting your own unacknowledged parts back to you. Journaling about uncomfortable thoughts, persistent anxieties, or feelings that seem to come from nowhere can also bring them to light, allowing you to trace them back to their origin. These are all ways to start a profound, honest dialogue with your inner self, giving the shadow a voice in a controlled, conscious way. Life and the self are full of paradoxes. We exist in a constant interplay of opposites. You can be kind and angry, generous and selfish, profoundly creative and pragmatically grounded, all at once. The integrated individual accepts these seemingly opposing forces within themselves. They recognize that these paradoxes are not contradictions, but essential components of a whole human being. This acceptance dramatically reduces the inner conflict, the constant mental tug-of-war, and the immense wasted energy that fuel chronic overthinking. When you stop fighting your own multifaceted nature, your mind naturally quiets. And here's a vital point often misunderstood. The shadow isn't just about bad traits. Repressed creativity, bold assertiveness, healthy expressions of anger, or passionate desires for joy and connection can also reside there. Integrating the shadow also means reclaiming these positive, yet denied, aspects of yourself. Perhaps you were taught to be quiet when you longed to speak your truth, or to be small when you possessed great ambition. Bringing these aspects into consciousness provides you with an incredible surge of new energy, more authentic agency in the world, and a profound sense of control. Why? Because you're no longer fighting against your own full potential. You're finally aligning with who you truly are. The journey of shadow integration isn't easy. It demands courage, humility, and ongoing self-awareness. But it is profoundly liberating. As you bring the shadow into the light of consciousness, its power over you diminishes, not because it's gone, but because it's now known and understood. You become more whole, less prone to debilitating internal conflict, and thus, far less prone to destructive overthinking and pervasive anxiety. You step closer to becoming the complete, authentic individual you are meant to be. So, what are the tangible, life-altering benefits when you courageously embark on this path of shadow integration? The most immediate and welcome change is that the relentless, often exhausting noise of overthinking begins to subside. It's like a constant hum in the background of your mind, finally quieting down. You gain a deeper, more profound understanding of your own true motivations, why you think, feel, and act the way you do. This makes you significantly less reactive to internal triggers and external circumstances, and far more intentional in your life. The vital energy previously wasted on endless internal conflict and repression is now freely available for conscious living, creative pursuits, and genuinely engaging with the world. Let's break down these transformative gains. Reduced overthinking and anxiety. This is perhaps the most immediate relief. As those internal conflicts diminish, the constant tug-of-war within your mind finally eases. This leads to a quieter, more focused mind, freeing you from endless rumination, paralyzing what-ifs, and the exhausting cycles of self-doubt. You regain precious mental space and energy previously consumed by internal battles. Increased self-awareness. This journey is a profound act of self-discovery. You begin to understand your true, complete self, not just the filtered persona you present to the world, but the full spectrum of your being, light and shadow. This clarity allows you to make decisions from a place of genuine self-knowledge, rather than unconscious drives or societal expectations. Greater emotional resilience. As you integrate your shadow, you become more adept at acknowledging and processing difficult emotions, both your own and those encountered in others. You can face feelings like anger, sadness, or fear without being overwhelmed or needing to suppress them. This builds an inner strength and an ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges with greater composure and wisdom. Enhanced authenticity and personal power. Imagine the liberation of living in alignment with your whole self. No more hiding parts of who you are, no more internal shame or guilt about impulses you don't understand. Living authentically grants you a profound sense of self-mastery and genuine control over your destiny. You're no longer fighting an invisible opponent within. Instead, you harness all your energies to consciously shape your life, becoming the powerful author of your own story. This journey is not about eliminating anxiety entirely. Jung recognized that a certain degree of anxiety is an inherent part of being human, a vital signal from the psyche. But it transforms a tormenting symptom into a powerful catalyst for growth and individuation. Jung's ultimate goal of psychological wholeness and self-realization. It's about moving from a state of internal war to a state of integrated peace, allowing you to flourish authentically. The next time you feel the relentless tendrils of overthinking begin to coil around your mind, tightening their grip, pause, take a breath. Remember Carl Jung's profound concept of the shadow. Ask yourself, what part of me might I be resisting right now? What uncomfortable truth about myself, or what suppressed desire, am I unwilling to face in this moment? The journey inward, though undeniably challenging and often requiring immense courage, is truly the ultimate journey to inner freedom, lasting peace, and profound self-control. It is the path to becoming the whole, authentic self you were always meant to be. We've explored the depths of the shadow and its surprising power over our mental landscape. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you encountered your own shadow? What insights has this concept brought to your life? Or how has it helped you understand your own patterns of overthinking or self-sabotage? Share your experiences, your reflections, and your questions in the comments below. Your courage in sharing truly helps illuminate the path for countless others who might be silently struggling. And if this deep exploration resonated with you, if it offered even a flicker of understanding or hope, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. It makes a significant difference in helping this vital wisdom reach more people who genuinely need it. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more profound psychological insights, timeless philosophical wisdom, and actionable strategies for self-mastery. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive. Next time, we'll shift gears from the psychological depths to the strategic heights. We'll explore the often controversial, yet surprisingly practical wisdom of Niccolò Machiavelli. You'll discover how his pragmatic, often misunderstood, principles of power can be uniquely applied to gain genuine control over your own life, not through manipulation of others, but through decisive action, keen observation, and a realistic understanding of human nature. This promises to be a truly transformative perspective, and you won't want to miss it.